Greetings and welcome, my friends. You have come over to the mothership, the home of the synthesizer. This is Ghost Rider, our newest synthesizer creation, featuring not only its namesake, but plenty of ways of taking it to the opponent. We've got removals to deal with problematic men, along with some of the standard weaponry that goes along with a synthesizer deck. This time around, we've got more than Robot Overlords to pressure life totals. We have the amazing 3 steps ahead, this time only 3 copies. It's a fantastic follow-up to a turn 3 synthesizer, and if we need it, we can use it to counter anything the opponent plays that would destroy our board. Even the draw option is something we can use. Fell is our removal. All it does is take out an enemy, and that's all we need it to do. If they get a blocker that we need to clear out, this will get the job done and for only 2 mana. Chainsaw is our equipment that will pump the power of one of our men, as well as snipe an enemy that is 3 toughness or less. Anytime something dies, whether it's our men or theirs, the chainsaw will get a rev counter. Our Robot Overlords are usually big enough that they don't need the power boost, so this is something we'll look to attach to Ghost Rider so he hits for a lot more. You can't have a synthesizer deck without the synthesizer. It's an amazing card that helps us set up our future plays with its scry ability. Fire up the factories. The Helm is a powerful duplication tool that will copy any token artifacts we have, as well as generate map tokens that boost the stats of all our Robot Overlords. The Forge is a solid artifact that generates a token before every one of our attacks, and the token will increase in power steadily as the game progresses. If our Robot Overlords can't get the job done, the Forge tokens might. They have trample, so eventually they can end up pushing through any blockers. Patchwork Banner is fantastic artifact mana for synthesizer decks. This time around, we can name Construct and boost our Robot Overlords as well as Ghost Rider himself, or we can go with Phyrexian and boost our Fleshy or the tokens that get generated by the Forge. Ghost Rider is an indestructible attacker that will draw us a card when he connects with the opponent's face. Any damage Ghost Rider takes will be redirected to the opponent, so blocking him could end up being more painful than taking the hit. To make him a bigger threat, we can equip Ghost Rider with the chainsaw for extra damages. The blue season can come out of nowhere and wreck an opponent. We can use it to make 2 copies of any artifact or creature we control, which we'll often use to make copies of the synthesizer and flood the board with Robot Overlords. We can also use it to return all non-token permanents to their owner's hand and clear the way for our Robot Overlords. GG's opponent, thanks for coming to the big show. Fleshy is a fantastic card that can help us stay in a fight longer with his lifelink ability. Regardless of how big he is when we play him out, he'll trigger the synthesizer. For lands, we have 3 Fabled Passage, the land we can sacrifice to fetch out any basic land from our library. We're using the passage as a way to color fix our mana base since we are playing 3 colors. We'll want 2 blue, 2 black, and 1 red to be able to play out our cards. 4 Blazemire Verge, the Duskmourn dual that we can tap for black and can get us red if we control a swamp or a mountain. 3 Thundering Falls, the Izzet Surveil land. 3 Undercity Sewers, the Dimir Surveil land. 4 Gloomlake Verge, the Duskmourn dual that we can tap for blue and can get us black if we control a swamp or an island. 2 Mountain, 2 Swamp, and 3 Islands. Playing the deck is on par with our other synthesizer decks. Use removals on any early men to buy time to set up with a synthesizer. With a synthesizer in play, focus on generating Robot Overlords with any of our artifacts. Making a token copy of the synthesizer with 3 steps ahead can often seal the game as that doubles the amount of robots we will generate. Play out any forges out early, as it takes time to build them up. Ghost Rider is our way of getting extra cards, since the opponent will likely not want to block until we equip him with a loaded chainsaw. Most of our cards can be played out for 4 mana or less, with only the season costing us a whopping 6 mana. By the mid-game, we should have a board set up that can threaten the opponent's life total, and with a blue season, we can dominate the board completely. For upgrades, consider bringing in some of Red's sweepers, like Brotherhood's End or Invasion of Karsus to crush opposing men, or bring in Bounce to help deal with the opponent's early men. Counterspells such as Negate could be helpful to stop opposing plays that take out multiple artifacts. That's the deck, boys. Let's go play some games.
Do you want to play a game?
This is Chrome. No, wait. It's Chronic M. I thought that name was already taken. We're kicking things off with a Shuffler special. The only card we can play out is the removal +2 helms aren't going to do much. This one will get us killed in action. Mull. Then we get a 3-lander with a Synthesizer and the same 3 of the same cards from the last hand. This time they're all right though. As we like to say around here, keep your pants on. Our Surveil land shows us a passage on top. We'll need a 4th land to fire off the 3 steps ahead, so we'll keep it. When using the passage, keep in mind the color requirements for the deck. We need at least 2 blue, 1 red, and 2 black, so we'll grab a swamp. What we've got will let us play out everything in our deck. Bro is playing discard, which means they might be light on men, so we'll toss the removal. Enemy men is something they might not be able to deal with too well, so as long as we can generate a few Robot Overlords, we should be all right. That helm should be able to let us go wide while growing our Robot Overlords at a pretty good rate. Let's keep it, but send the land on down. They are going heavy with the discard action. Keep your panties on, bro. Seeing as we can only keep 1 card, we might as well hang on to the card that triggers the Synthesizer. Initially, I wanted to play out the banner, but in this situation, the helm is probably the better choice. Being able to copy Robot Overlords will pressure them like nothing else, so let's get the helm down. They bounce our first Robot Overlord, but we can generate another one with the banner. We've got 9 turns before their talent becomes lethal. Hopefully, we can have something set up before then. The map tokens are great in that we can use them to try to draw lands. If we can keep 2 cards in hand, the bandit's talent will be useless. But unfortunately, they have bounce once again. They play out an Annex that is going to hit them for 2 damage, but will draw them a card. We'll need some good draws to get back in the game. And there isn't a better draw than another Synthesizer. Let's play it out and see what we have on top. That's a 3 steps ahead and a removal. We'll put the 3 steps ahead first, since we'll want to be able to maximize pressure. The removal will be great if they go for making a 6/6 demon token. They've got to use a rather painful removal on our Robot Overlord. 1-for-1 removals are not going to work once we can generate multiple men. There's the demon we knew was coming. Luckily, we have Fell to take care of it on our turn. But for now, we'll make a copy of a Synthesizer. We've got double Fell on top, which is fine. The game might very well be over unless they have removals for one of our AI. They are hungry, bro. They want man flesh. All right, time to chop their blocker out of the way and get in for damages. Damages, bro. Damages. We get them and their card advantage deck. GG's, bro. Extra cheese. This is Kane. He is able. It's good to see he's got his pants on. But do I? This is 3-lander is loaded. We've got a removal, a forge, and 2 synthesizers. This is an auto keep. We get a 3rd synthesizer, and they are going to be in for some pain. We'll use the 2nd passage to grab a mountain since their 1/1 is not worth the removal we have. Our best defense is an army of Robot Overlords. They get another 1/1, but that's it. We've got synthesizers every turn for 3 turns straight. I'm pretty sure they're going to need more than a pair of small men. The first synthesizer lands, and we have another forge on top, along with a fleshy. We will eventually be able to play out the fleshy, so we'll keep him but ship the forge. They don't have the stomach for Robot Overlords. GG's, bro. He is not able. This is green letter, but I always thought it was supposed to be red letter. We get a 3-lander with double removal, a banner, and a fleshy. We've got no synthesizer action, so we'll have to hope to draw into our key card sooner rather than later. Key? Your hope's up. And with our first draw, we get a synthesizer. That's perfect timing. We'll play out the passage and go fetch a mountain. Another discard, bro. I thought they had gone extinct, but here we are. They might be light on men, so we'll toss one of our removals. They play out a Fear of Lost Teeth. In a discard deck? Seems odd to me. All right, let's play out our synthesizer before they hit us with duress. Let's see what we have on top. We have a chainsaw and a land, but they might have men that are too small to tangle with our Robot Overlords, so we'll send the chainsaw on down. The land will keep as that gets us the mana we need to fire off the season. They play out an unstoppable slasher, a horror movie villain in a discard deck. Their pants are on backwards. We'll play out the banner, and that will let us snipe their slasher. Get gone, girl. They play out a Shelly, but we're about to have Robot Overlords much bigger than what they've got. Let's go ahead and use our passage to fetch out a land, then fire off our season. Tis the season, bro. We draw into another removal. We'll be able to use it to clear out a potential blocker when we go in with our team next time around. We get a banner and a land on top. We've got more than enough land, so we'll pass it on down. Then we have a fleshy as well, which is fine. We can play him out for his full price. Let's swing in for damages. Hold the line, Shelly. Instead, they shove their Fear of Lost Teeth in front of our Robot Overlord. Their fear is about to lose some teeth in this fight. All they do is level up their talent and pass the turn. What they should have done is brought down some more blockers. We'll snipe Shelly, then send in our team. They'll need to snipe 2 of our robots to be able to survive the hits. Damages, bro. Damages. All the slasher can do is watch as his owner gets pummeled. GG's, bro. This is Kirch, or is it Kirchy? Kirky? Kirky? Kirkchi? Kirksey? We get a shuffler special with a load full of chainsaws. We've got 1 synthesizer along with 3 steps ahead to make a token copy if we can get to 4 lands. Keep your pants on. This is a risky keep, but sometimes you have to hope things work out. We draw a 3rd land with our first draw. All we need is a swamp to enable our 2 lands. We'll have red for the chainsaws and more than enough black mana. They are on Azorius and have no plays. You have to automatically suspect a counterspell when they do this. We draw a passage, so we'll play that out and pass the turn. We'll fetch a land at the end of their turn. They don't have a 3rd land, and we'll have to toss a card to hand size. We'll fetch an island, and then see what they have to get rid of. They throw out a Selesnya guy. So they are 3 colors, not just Azorius. With them on 3 colors, it's a lot less likely they'll actually have a counterspell. So we'll give our synthesizer a shot. And it goes through without a hitch. On top, we have a Ghost Rider along with a Helm. We'll keep both since a board of double synthesizer and double Helm would be devastating. A Ghost Rider will be great at drawing cards if we can get in hits with them. They play out a surgical suite that gets back their Calyx. They are guided by fate, apparently. The question is, play out a Helm now, or surprise them with an instant synthesizer when they attack in? You know how we roll. Let's pass the turn and surprise them with a synthesizer. They play out a combat research. At first, I was concerned they were making their guy unblockable, but that's not the case here. We're good. They send it, and now is when we make a surprise synthesizer. Sure, our first Robot Overlord will be smaller, but we can block up and deny them the card draw. We get our Ghost Rider and a land on top. We'll keep both, but let's get the land first. That will get us 5 mana, and we can play out a Helm and have mana to activate it as well. And now our robots are bigger than their enchanted friend. They play out an ethereal armor, and their 5/5 turns into a 10/10 beefy monster. But that's okay. Our Robot Overlords don't mind eating beef jerky. Let's wait for them to send it in. They are either smarter than they look, or they are lucky for not sending it in. That's alright too. We'll make a token synthesizer anyways. Get ready to download in your shorts, bro. That was a full download right there. GG's, bro. This is Electrician. No, wait, it's Electrain. This guy has metal pants. We get a 3-lander with a synthesizer, a way to copy it, and a fleshy. The removal is a bonus in case we want to snipe a blocker right out of his pants. Keep. Let's play out the sewers first. We have a 4th land on top, which is perfect. That lines us up for a turn 3 synthesizer and a turn 4 copy. And GG's, bro. Bro looks like he'll be on Reanimator. We'll have to try to get some Robot Overlords in play before they reanimate anything. If it all goes well, our AI men will be bigger than anything they have in their deck. We have a removal and a land on top. We'll send down the land, but keep the removal. We've got enough lands for now, plus we have another Scry 2 coming up. The passage will get us an untapped 4th land, and we'll be ready to fire off 3 steps ahead and make a surprise synthesizer. They play out an unstoppable slasher. We could have countered it, but in this case, it's simply better to make a token copy of our online factory. We'll generate a 3/3 Robot Overlord, and we can block up and take down their slasher. On top, we've got another removal and a banner. We'll send down the removal. We're not likely to need another removal this game. Double synthesizer should seal this game up nicely for us. It cost us our first AI, but we stopped the unstoppable. He probably broke some teeth on our metal robot. We'll play out the banner, and then we can fire off the removal to hit their slasher. Get gone, girl. Our deck tops out at 7 mana for the full price fleshy, so we'll send the land on down. They play out a Terminator, the battle of Robot Overlords versus the Terminator. There can only be one winner. We draw an untapped land, and that will be enough for a full-price fleshy, as well as another pair of AI robots. They fire off removal for our fleshy, but we still have 4 Robot Overlords waiting to be sent into battle. A season is overwhelming firepower. We'll fire it off right away, then we'll send in the team of robots. All hail our Robot Overlords. They will not stop until they bend everyone to their will. Bro scoops faster than a worker at Baskin-Robbins. GG's, bro. G's extra cheese. This is Bathtub Toasters. For real, bro. You're a toaster. He makes toast ladies and shark men. Holy mother of all that is synthesizer. This is a hand. Keep. Our Surveil land shows us another land on top. We already have plenty of lands, as well as plenty of synthesizers. For now, we don't need more land, though, so we'll slide it over into the grave. Swipe left, boys. That's a synthesizer copy on top. We'll definitely keep it. Our opponent is in for a fun time. Let's drop in the first of many factories. Throw the switches, activate the assembly lines, and start the production runs. That's a second synthesizer token copy. We have to keep it. If they only knew what we had, their face would hurt from the knowing. They play out the Great Black Bat. That's cool, bro. Tell me more. The question is, play out a regular synthesizer now or surprise them with a token copy. We can easily go either way here. Let's go for it and drop another factory down right now. This will get us our first Robot Overlord, and we can start trading blows at least. We have another Ghost Rider on top along with a removal. We'll keep the removal. They're sizing up our first Robot Overlord. It's admittedly a bit small right now, but he gets stronger when he has friends show up. Amazingly, they use a removal. He'll be Bach. Another factory should see us start to pull away from removal shenanigans. They'll run out of removals before we run out of Robot Overlords. We have 2 lands on top. We'll keep one and send the other on down. They play out a Shelly. And then send in the bat. That'll let us snipe their Shelly and get in for hits. We only need 2 combat steps to close the game out, while they will need another 3. Unfortunately, firing off the removal means we don't have the mana to play out the fleshy. But getting rid of their Shelly is a must. They're having to check their pants for brown nuggets of wisdom. They fire off what would be a lethal rush of dread, if not for our counterspells. But then again, you can see they didn't choose the lose life option. They had the combo, but Scrooged it badly. Anyways, that was a nice try. We get a banner, and that will be our play. Our overlords will be big enough that they'll have to block with their bat. The toaster is toast. No jam, only burnt bread. Smell you later, bro. GG's. And that, my friends, is another satisfied customer.